got number 36, 37, 38 here, number 11 and 12. The last 4 of these arrived recently, the last 4. So they're gonna have to still do more testing. I'll go into that with some of the paperwork that was released as far as non-conformance issues. These come out of Pennsylvania. These Alstom passenger cars. 44 total.
And here you can see some of the updates to the vehicles. So we have 44 cars finally. Cars 1 through 40 have seismic restraint inspections, and now 41 through 44. And Alstom also completed the installation of replacement tamper-resistant hardware on the horizontal handrails on the APM cars. And they've also completed the installation of the replacement tamper-resistant hardware on the interior emergency relays handles. So I think one of the big setbacks was the testing for the doors. There was a lot of water intrusion on some of these doors, and they would do water spray tests, and they would conclude that water was getting in, and there was a replacement aux box doors that were installed on each of the cars. And then to validate installation of the new doors, Alstom conducted a localized FT925 water spray test on all the cars to validate water tightness of the doors. As well as doors, there are also floor issues. Alstom had to replace and repair floors that have visible screw pops, damage, and flooring materials that are not color matched. Alstom has stated in weekly vehicle manufacturing and testing meetings that it intends to address flooring issues prior to the system demonstration. And moving on, there was another issue. There was a non-conformance report against the APM cars on the interior emergency release handles. The horizontal handrails, thresholds, had fasteners that were not vandal resistant. And it's also stated here that Alstom has replaced 32 of the 40 cars concerning the hardware on the emergency release handles, and is awaiting material to complete the remaining 8 cars. So just pouring through these reports, it's just obvious to see that there are a lot of non-conformance issues between Alstom and LA World Airports. And one last thing of note, it looks like there are some car wrapping activities coming up. You can see down the list here, there's LA World Airport's approval of final art and art updates and prep work. It's going to be print large proof for LA World Airports to review, and there'll be print vehicle wrap inspect and packaging, and then wrap delivery and setup for them to be installed, I guess, in their in-house warehouse. So I guess maybe we'll see different kinds of car wraps similar to maybe what you might see with LA Metro. They'll have some different themes, sports teams and things like that. And then you would probably think something coming up towards the Olympics to promote that. We might see that on these cars in the future. And speaking of wraps, that'll just about wrap things up with this edition of this LAX People Mover update. And I'll try to come by here every month or so to see if there's anything new going on with these cars. Seems like every time I come here, though, they're just sitting around. I've never actually seen one moving around in the flesh on a APM guideway or anything like that, but I think eventually we'll start seeing some of that testing going around, and maybe we'll see some of these cars being wrapped. Who knows?